What's up guys, it's Nimbus Reviews here, back with another One Piece video. Obviously we are going to be talking about chapter 1025 of One Piece, but because of the nature of the chapter, I'm going to treat it more like a discussion rather than a review. The chapter was basically Yamato vs Kaido with dialogue between the two of them, as well as Luffy and Momo flying to the rooftop with very unimportant dialogue between the two of them. So I thought discussing the chapter as a whole rather than panel by panel or page by page would be a better option. With that being said, this will probably be a shorter video compared to the reviews, which are usually like 8 to 15 minutes. I'm expecting this to be 5 to 8 minutes at most. I know the events in this chapter are happening simultaneously, so Yamato and Kaido are fighting at the same time that Luffy and Momonosuke are flying up to the rooftop. But first I'd like to talk about Momonosuke and Luffy flying up. Because for me at least, that's the least interesting part of the chapter compared to the Yamato and Kaido stuff. Not because it wasn't important, like I said the dialogue wasn't important, but the act of them actually going to a rooftop is obviously important. I honestly don't really like how it was handled. I don't like that Momonosuke still is afraid of height. And honestly, I'm hoping since he is still afraid, that this will give him the opportunity to have a cool moment where he conquers his fear versus Kaido and is able to fly without having his eyes closed. As far as once they finally do make it to the rooftop, I think it was interesting that they didn't show Luffy's full body or like his full form when he went into Snake Man. I don't know if that was, like they showed it, but it's very far and you can barely see him. Even if you zoom in on the panel, like you can hardly tell what it is. But then when like Yamato kind of sees him at the corner of her eye, you only see like half of his face and part of his arm, and he looks a little more aggressive. It's a really well drawn panel, but I don't know why he's not fully showing them. And the next time we see him after that panel, he's back to his regular form. So I don't know, maybe he got a different look because of the Conqueror's Haki or something, or the Ryuo. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm just looking too far into it. Tell me what you guys think about it. Do you think he looks different? We know it's not a new form, it's still Snake Man, but maybe he looks different because of how he's using Haki now? I'm not sure. And when Kaido sees Momo and asks him to identify himself because he's still in his dragon form, I think it's really cool that Momonosuke was finally able to introduce himself and say that he's Momonosuke, Kozuki Momonosuke, the man who will be the Shogun of Wano, proudly, without fear, unlike any of the other times he has in the past. Because he has said, I think, 2 times now to Kaido, and both times he was crying and hoping to be rescued, and it wasn't really a proud moment for him. But now he can say it proudly with no fear in his eyes, and he looks very confident now, so I'm hoping he'll have a cool moment in the next few chapters against Kaido, even though I don't think he can actually hurt Kaido. Just standing up to him and showing that he's brave enough to stand up for his country and for his family name. If he does something like that, I think that'll be enough to prove that he's capable of becoming a man that is worthy of being the Shogun. And now that he's 28 years old, he will be a little stronger, so he could do something, but I'm not very sure how much of something he can do. Although there really wasn't much to talk about this chapter, I did really enjoy it, and the moments between Kaido and Yamato did serve as a really good characterization and development for the two of them. So now that we've covered the Luffy and Momonosuke scenes, I'd like to move on to the Yamato and Kaido ones, specifically their dialogue rather than the combat, because the combat is cool and whatever, but it's not much to talk about. And that's really just how One Piece has always been. It's more about the content, the plotline, the story, the characters, rather than the action scenes, even though it is a shonen manga. And that's the way Oda has really made One Piece stand out from other shonen manga like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter, etc, etc. But anyways, let's get back to Kaido and Yamato. I've said this a lot in my past videos on this channel, but I really love Kaido's character. He's a really unique and refreshing antagonist for the Straw Hats, and Oda is really handling his mystique and lore behind Kaido incredibly well. He uses moments of characterization for Kaido to show that there's more that meets the eye when it comes to him, and he's not just some drunk, power-hungry warmonger whose only goals and ambitions are violence and power. Oda has done well to show that, like, just enough so that we know that there's more to Kaido, but not enough to completely take away the mystery and mystique behind Kaido's history, because we know he was part of one of the most legendary pirate crews of all time with the Rocks, but we don't know how, we don't know his relationship with anyone. We don't know what happened after the God Valley incident when the crew was taken out. We don't know what happened after he got his fruit. Is that how he escaped? Because we know he got it during God Valley, and Big Mom gave it to him, but was that part of some other plot line? Or is that how Big Mom saved him and allowed him to escape? Is he a human? He's been calling himself an Oni. He's saying you're the child of Onis to Yamato in these past couple of chapters. And his race has always been a topic of discussion between people in the community because he doesn't seem human. He can't die. We didn't even know if he was an actual dragon with some sort of devil fruit. I know people for a long time thought he was a poneglyph or something, and that he got a dragon or Oni devil fruit, or whatever he could be. Maybe he's an ancient giant, maybe he's a descendant of ancient giant, maybe he's some sort of experiment. It literally could be anything. Even his devil fruit, nobody really guessed that he would have been a fish mythical version, model blue dragon. And there's also other things like, how does he know all this information? The information about Joy Boy. Why did he choose Wano? What is he waiting for? Why does he want this great war? Why does he want to die? How does he feel this way? Is it because Roger died in a great fashion? Whitebeard died in a great fashion? Rox presumably died in a great fashion? Oden as well? Or is it something deeper? Is it something before the history that we know of him? Oda's been very, very careful to not give us enough information to reveal everything at once. And I think that's why a lot of people have been anticipating his backstory compared to a lot of the other characters and antagonists in the past. Because Oda slips little through things from monologue or dialogue, like even in this chapter. Kaido's talking about, like, you cannot escape your bloodline. You are still the son of Kaido no matter what. He thinks that Yamato, like, no one will trust Yamato because of who she was born from. He tells Yamato that you have to rule with strength. Being friends is meaningless. It's a sham. That she's a child of Ogre and she's not meant to have friends with humans. He says very angrily, very, very angrily, so he's passionate about this, that is her fate. And I love that panel where Kaido's about to swing his Konobo, or however you say it, I'm not sure how you say it, his big stick. And but yeah, when he's about to hit Yamato with his club, because he looks like a monster, like he doesn't look even human. So I really like when Oda's done that. I think he's done it once before on the rooftop, I think versus Luffy. I'm not sure, maybe I'll pull it up, I'm not sure if I can find it. But yeah, so stuff like that dialogue specifically, in the anger and passion he has behind his voice, really makes you think, why does Kaido feel that way? Why is he so passionate about it? Like, what in his history, what in his past made him feel that way? Was it something we have no clue about? Was it something to do with Rox? Was it something to do with Oden since he's come to Wano? Or what is it? We can't possibly know because Oda doesn't want to reveal that yet. I do think his backstory is coming really, really soon, and I'm really excited for it. So hopefully, we're able to learn something more about Kaido. Honestly, I had a video planned for Kaido. I wrote like quite a few pages, like probably like 7 or 8 pages. And I just stopped. And then I saw somebody, I think Sensei Inc. posted a video. It's very similar to what I was going to make, but it doesn't go as in depth as I wanted to, at least theory wise. He was just kind of talking about what we already know. I was going to go more like Tin Hat theory, but I don't think it was like super crazy, like too far off to where it wouldn't make any sense. So honestly, if we don't get his backstory soon, I still might make the video. But for now, I put it on the back burner because I have other videos I plan on doing. Because I want to upload more consistently. And that video was taking forever because I was having to go reread panels. And it just takes a lot more work. It's kind of like the other video I did with Blackbeard. And like I was talking about death and dreams and how it relates to the main story of One Piece. And how those are kind of the main themes of One Piece. Because that video took a lot of work and took quite a bit of time to just write. The editing and stuff wasn't that hard because I don't do that much with editing, but actually writing the video took a lot of work. But yeah, guys, that's basically all I have to say about this chapter. I'm planning on making a few other videos. I already have one written. I'm going to record right after this about Zoro and King's fight. And yeah, we are on break this week, so I'm hoping to do a prediction video and get like maybe 2 other videos out at least between this time now and the next chapter coming out officially. So look forward to that. I'm trying to be more consistent. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. If you like this one, leave a like. Don't forget to comment leaving your thoughts on this chapter. And if you'd like to see more One Piece videos from me, don't forget to subscribe so you'll get my videos in your subscription feed. But until next time, later.